Okay, and welcome back. Picking up where we left off last time in Subnautica. I think I now have the information I need to finish the game up fairly quickly. So that's what we're going to try to do in this short stream. It goes according to plan.
Passing 200 meters. Oxygen efficiency greatly decreased.
Warning, emergency power only. Power restored. All primary systems online.
Okay, so I did look up where you can get the two remaining plant types. So that's what we're going to try to do today. And then go and get the stuff we need to do the launch.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
So in theory, we should be able to do what's left just from the Seamoth. So we're going to do it by the Seamoth. Be a little quicker that way.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
So one of them is right here. So yes, I believe if you know what you're looking for, 4 of the 5 teleport doors coming in and out of the very deep underwater base do have, you know where to look and what you're looking for, have the 4 seeds. And the 5th seed is actually located in the main chamber with the Sea King or Sea Queen, or what we're going to call her. So our current destination, assuming I don't get too lost getting there, is we're going to go and find one of those doors, because there should have been one of the doors down here in the Sea River. And using that door, we're going to quickly get back down to the chamber, where we can pick up the last seed, and then we're going to basically undo that, get back in the ship, fly back to our base in the Cyclops there. Cyclops has a crafter, so we can craft the recipe. Then we go back down to the aquarium, hand in the final reward there so we can get the cure. With the cure, we'll be ready to move on to developing our escape vehicle. Which hopefully won't take too long. So I'm expecting this to be maybe one, maybe 2 parts long, depending on how long it takes for me to get the vehicle done. And that's what the stream is going to be. So if you're watching on Twitch, that's what we're going to try to do. If you're watching on YouTube, that's what this and maybe the second part's going to be. If it ends up being a 2-parter, I'll have already probably posted that in sort of the title. So if this video is called the final part, then this is the last part. If it isn't, then there's one more part, which will probably be us making the escape vehicle, because that'll be what went wrong and why we're behind schedule. Self-imposed small schedule there. Yeah, I know somewhere on the river, and once we get close to it, it'll be kind of obvious. In fact, I think it's this one. We got the doorway we came through earlier. Sure, if I knew what I was looking for explicitly. Yeah, there were a couple of the plants down here. Wasn't swinging at the right plants is what I think ended up happening last time. Trying to take bits off the trees, which are not the plants we're looking for. Yeah, here in the underground, across the river, we're just looking for our Ouch. This is not the out I'm thinking of. How close am I to... Deathmoth's over there. At least this is the one. This is the one I'm thinking of. I'm in the wrong corner of it. That was a way out into one of the trenches. There it is. So, park the sea moth here. Needs a little bit of repair, so we'll quickly do that before we leave. Ride the sea glide in. Actually, let's... Got a battery to swap with that, right? Yes. Don't have water, so we'll have to be quick. Which, that's kind of the plan anyway, is to be quick. Quickly get in, get the seed that we need, get back to our crafting platform, do the one-bit crafting, and then basically undo that, come back here, turn in the seed. And then we can launch to the other sea moth to do the escape pod stuff. So we'll leave that one where it is.
Seek fluid intake.
Being reminded that we are human and need to drink water every once in a while. So one of the types of plants that grows in here is the fifth one. So that's why there's 4 doors that lead to each of the plant, and there isn't a door that leads to the fifth one, because you don't have to go anywhere for the fifth one, you just have to know what you're looking for. There are places to get it that aren't in here.
The plant life in this area is growing outside its normal conditions. Other life forms fertilizing and pruning the vegetation may be offsetting this environmental deficit.
See if I can find the plant pretty quickly. It is in theory down here. Don't think that's it. Coral. Okay, let's surface quickly for a little bit of air. Or run out of air. Got a little bit from the rain coral being a rain coral, but quite as lucky as I was hoping with finding it quickly. Got option back down. Okay, I think I muted out the most of that ringing. I don't think that's it. No.
Seek fluid intake immediately.
not having the best of luck at finding it down here. It is in theory down here if I find it. I'm not 100% sure what it looks like. It's the other thing that's slowing me down a little bit, I suppose. Okay, if we're desperate, we can get a little water off of, I think some of the fish down here, I suppose. Looking for the crown seed.
Seek fluid
It is supposed to
intake
grow down here.
immediately.
I don't think it's the brain sponge. No. Oh, my inventory's full. That's a problem. Yeah, no. Oops. No, I want one of those. There we go. Doesn't matter if it's a rot egg, it just needs to have one. Crow cradle, that's not it. Okay, let's go up again for a little bit more
30 seconds.
air. There's a small tunnel down here. It might be in the tunnel area. Yeah, eating cooked fish is not the best solution to a water problem. And it's very temporary as a side effect.
Seconds. Oxygen.
Okay. Solve the oxygen problem temporarily. Searching for the seed. Which again is supposedly the one we're missing is the one that's in here. I'm just not having the... Well, it's a rare plant. It's even a rare plant in here. It's probably a good way to think about it. There it is. Okay, back to our sea moth, and then back to our base. Should be water at the base, so we just need to make it there without dying of dehydration. No, we've got it up here before. There we go. We sure got no water? Yeah, no water. I think it was this one. Yeah, this one.
Seek fluid intake.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Okay, so that's dehydration killing me. Don't see any easy sources of water around here. Hopefully I don't lose any of the seeds. Yeah. Yes, we died. Okay. I didn't lose any of the seeds, just they are in the ship. Okay. So that's going to be a bit of a long swim. I think we can do that. It's not going to be too much problem, I think. Okay, never mind. Doing the mental math on how quickly the auction's going down, like, well, we'll just sail the Cyclops over there. It's not the best choice, but it'll work. And to be fair, we actually need the thing that's in the Cyclops. So if we bring the Cyclops to the seeds and that works.
All systems online.
Give me engine power.
Powering up.
50% power should be hopefully enough for the short trip. Tail it.
Ahead slow.
Never mind not being able to avoid it by running a little quieter. The accelerator can get us out of here.
Warning. Vessel calibrated. Excessive noise. Ahead standard. Warning. External hull damage detected.
Well, that's not surprising when we had something nibbling on the tail. Okay, 700 meters out. I want to get to like 400 and we can swim the distance from 400. Ship flying fine. At least this thing's a little bit more resistant to love tap in the surroundings. Okay, so we're actually arguably within swimming distance at this point, but the Cyclops a little bit closer so we don't have to go back and forth as much.
Warning. External hull damage detected. Warning. Fire detected.
Okay, power off the engines. We're close enough that if we got the engine on fire, I think we're a good place to stop.
initiated.
I can't just check myself down that hole. It's been so convenient. Anyway. Okay, maybe parked it a little low. Yeah, I don't think I'm putting anything inside there. Okay, let's just grab our stuff out of the way. Side panel. Okay, apparently didn't fully repair it because we still got a little bit leaking on the inside. Just got a little bit of water coming through a hole somewhere. Okay, let's drop this off, get the cure. And we got to leave. Through this portal into a containment facility. Here we are. Inserting hatching enzyme.
young are swimming for the shallows. I thank you. Their freedom is my end. What will it be like, I wonder, to go to sleep and never wake up? Perhaps next we meet, I will be an ocean current, carrying seeds to a new land. Or a creature so small, it sees the gaps between the grains of sand. Farewell, friend.
Getting some oxygen. Here's the concentrated enzyme, so this is the cure. That's the achievement, so we've cured the infection. And much like our young, we're going to escape to the shallows. Oh, maybe there's extra concentrated enzyme here in case we missed it. So,
Welcome aboard, Captain.
okay, so now we can go ahead and turn off the orbital defense weapon, so it doesn't shoot us down when we leave. And then looking at the time, I'll probably go ahead and put a part break in. And we'll do the getting the escape pod in the next part. Getting and building the escape pod in the next part. But first, let's get this defense array turned on. I guess the control panel's actually downstairs. Means arguably I was probably closer to it before I surfaced than after come to the surface, but too late. I think the door was just out there. But that's fine. Here's the control panel. This time, when it checks to see if we're infected, it's going to find that we aren't.
Self-scan complete. Vital signs normal. No remaining sign of bacterial infection.
And we fired the weapon down. Whole place powered down. I'm hoping the elevator still works, otherwise we're gonna have a little bit of a fun time getting back up to where our ship is. That's not what I'm looking for. Okay, elevator still works. Good to see. This, we just run back over the Zemoth. I think we'll go ahead and put the part break when I get back to the Zemoth. So if you've been enjoying and watching on YouTube, there will be one last part up tomorrow. Because I hope it's not going to take more than one part to build the escape vessel. If you're watching on Twitch, I'm going to put a short break in here. I definitely need a quick leg stretch between parts, as it took me 37 minutes to get that part done. So we'll be right back with the next part after a short break. And with that, wish you all the best of luck and a good time until the next part. Bye for now.